Crispin. I work with Sensitise Uganda as the executive director, but also I happen to be the coordinator of a new program that we are bringing to West Nile. So Sensitise Uganda, we want to see uninformed, we want to see a coherent, we want to see sensitized, we want to see a transformed and a developed Uganda. But to be able to see that is that we want to sensitize, we want to raise awareness, we want to build the capacity of all Ugandans on social, economic and ideological challenges through implementing projects and programs so that we are able to contribute to the development process of our country, Uganda. What is very key about Sensitise Uganda is that we are non-partisan. Therefore, we remain neutral in whatever we do. We work with the different local governments where we work, and that is why we came here to have this Inception, to tell you what we do and find ways on how we can work together to make sure that everything moves on smoothly. We work with a number of other partners among others, but I've just mentioned a few. So we are delighted that we are welcomed, thank you, by the city leadership. If you follow very well trends, is that Uganda has one of the youngest populations in the world. It means if we don't prepare the young people, we're going to have a crisis in this country. It means no one is going to replace us where we are now. Or there is a possibility that when they replace us, they are going to mess up the country. Therefore, for us, we believe that while supporting different government agencies and institutions, we need to prepare young people to be ready to take on responsibilities at an individual level, but also at the leadership level, so that then they do things that we expect of them to be doing at a certain kind. So we are bringing this project in West Nile. It is called Fostering Youth Voices for Inclusive and Meaningful Engagement in Decision-Making Processes in Uganda. The project is going to run for 4 years. However, as Sensitise Uganda, we are not going to be in West Nile for only 4 years. For us, we are going to be there beyond this project. We want to enhance the civic competences of youth so that they are able to influence decision-making. 2, we want to increase meaningful engagement of youth in influencing public policies and also influencing the youth legislative agenda, but also advise government on the things that are going well and also on the things that could probably be changed to make the program or the policy better. Capacity of youth for effective engagement will be built, and I don't think anyone would want our young people to be violent, isn't it? Eh? The reason why they are violent is maybe they have not been taught on how to engage. So probably for them, they think, for them to express their grievances is by being violent. But we are saying, no, we can teach these young people that we can engage differently. We can sit on a round table like this and then engage our leaders. We also want to create safe spaces and platforms where young people can participate in decision-making processes. Safe platforms would be things like dialogues, for example. This is going to empower the youth greatly. We all know that we are approaching the election seasons, and many times you find the youths are at the forefront of these elections, either by participating as electorates, or they are used as the mobilizers or key people in front to woo people. But at the end of the day, are their decisions taken into considerations? Are their interests considered? Some of us have opportunities to get such trainings or empowerments. That's why we are here today. If we had never gotten these opportunities, we would not be speaking in front of people like this. So please, as you're here, teach our young people about their roles they're supposed to play, their rights, their duties, and how they can hold people accountable in governance
where decisions are made, their decisions should be key at the forefront. Otherwise, I am happy for you. I believe if we work together, by the end of this project, we shall even be yearning for more. And your impacts on the ground will be visible. For us, we work with anyone, any organization, as long as you don't deviate from the guidelines the government has put in place. So those are issues which we don't allow. We need to work along the guidelines and the stipulations of this country. Otherwise, I know you're not new in this field. Mine is just to welcome you to Arua City, and the other interactions will still continue. Otherwise, I wish you people great deliberations. Our offices are always open. Where issues are connected to laws or ordinances that you may need support, the office of the Speaker is always open for consultation, and it's going to be one of the biggest offices to help you. Please, let's work together, put our hands together and work and see how we can help our young people so that their tomorrow can be a better one.
There is a question of mindset of the youth. The youth think that maybe a certain leader is like this. Also the community think maybe youth are like this. So for us, we are saying that those are just attitudes and stereotypes which can be changed. Through supporting young people to showcase that they are serious, it's a serious group that can improve, that can contribute meaningfully to the development of Arua City. We want also to improve coordination of the different youth structures. There are so many youth structures in our city and in our communities, both government structures but also non-state actors, structures of different non-state actors. Government structures like the National Youth Council, government structures like UNSA, but also we have different youth networks, youth organizations, we have associations, we have so many youth structures. So we want these structures to speak to each other. So we want to use the platform of this project, all of us as leaders, to mentor these young people so that they're able to become the responsible citizens, the responsible leaders that we want to see. Now, these are just broad statements. So once we begin implementing, we are going to be agreeing together on how we can do these activities. Okay? Because this activity, this project is only facilitated by Sensitise Uganda, but Sensitise Uganda will not implement it without you. So we want you to own the project. The role of Sensitise Uganda in simple terms is to facilitate the process. You say that for us, we want, as young people, want to have a dialogue with the city. Then we ask you, what do you want? What do you need? For us, we are going to play a facilitative role. The rest is for us as partners and stakeholders.
You bring on board all the youth leaders from different youth groups in the city, because these youth leaders, they know their members better. By doing so, you will see an effectiveness in this project. And the other thing is beneficiary identification and verification should be properly done. You will find that so many projects have been brought here, but at the time of beneficiary selection and the verification, corruption comes in, bribery comes in. People identify the beneficiary based on who is my relative.
I will say it might be a best project because I've not seen the implementation. It is towards the young people. And most times, the young people have been sabotaged from such projects. A lot have been happening here. Young people who are not youth, they have been representing the young people and giving informations which are not from the young people. We have seen that. This project, we want to see outcome out of it. We want to see the right people being involved, the leaders who are going to sabotage this, and that is the fact.
During the presentation, I did not hear clearly on issues of mainstreaming into PWDs and urban refugees. We now have over 23,000 urban refugees in Arua City. We might empower the majority of the urban youth and the other structures, and who knows, the other ones which we neglect might be the one to also turn violent in another way. We have been seeing very many dialogues organized in the city but sometimes you see elderly people are the ones attending it. Maybe we need to involve the youth council and the leaders, the youth leaders, to see how, for us youths, we need systems where there's music, people are dancing. The youths may not shake their bones, but that is what the youths would need. I think this project has been well informed on issues of what youths are. People spend a lot of their time in school. The youths, actually, the majority, if you look at those 18 and 30, they're around 22%. How about those other ones, the young ones, who spend a lot of their 8 hours in classrooms? They only have some even in boarding school. So targeting UNSA is the right thing that this project is doing. We have seen projects whereby they're implemented on LC1's compound. I think it would be good if we have accountability for these projects. We need to know who are these ones who have been selected. So we want the accountability to come clearly, just like how this Inception is going on here.
I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for coming as Sensitise Uganda. I want to assure you that the Office of the District Health will take keen interest in your coming, and hopefully we can engage further than this to see to it that some of these issues are addressed.
I think in this we should take into consideration the persons with disabilities and the youth who have disabilities, who have been looked at. They have been marginalized completely. I think we should bring their voices up right away from the villages, those who have been marginalized, whom we had never reached.
So I would like to thank Sensitise Uganda for this project, but holding these national events will be a very bigger bridging of the gap between the lower local council leaders and the national leaders like the youth MPs. We also need to interface with them, involve the right people for this project when you want a smooth implementation in Arua City for the young people. There is a saying for the young people, nothing for us without us. It is not for us. It should be community-based. We don't want young people who are already empowered to come and also attend another empowerment on what they have already attained. Empower somebody who is not yet empowered. Empower somebody who is not aware about any other thing on advocacy, on budgeting processes, and all these. We need to roll out these projects in communities
to help us curb the issue of provocation that we put towards this youth. At the end of the day, they end up getting violent in our community. It is us, the people in the government, who provoke at times this youth. You find an opportunity comes, and yet the rate of unemployment, the government says the highest rate of unemployment is of the youth. But when opportunities like this come for the youth, you find they are sidelined. And as such, they end up indulging in other issues and getting provoked. At the end of the day, what we expect out of them is violence.
And those are pertinent issues, and sincerely they must be addressed. When something is meant for them, we do not want any mingling. No. Other people come in, they want to grab it away from them. It will be unfortunate. We want to appreciate you and thank you very, very much. You are a good partner if you target our youth. These are our backbones. We know that from here when we exit, they must be empowered.
Sensitise Uganda has actually come to challenge us as leaders that after here, where is your next door? As a youth chairman, where do you want your next leadership to be? As a youth councillor, where do you want to be next? Is what they are coming to prepare. The people who are out there who are called the young people, of including you. Sensitise Uganda, any engagement you have, the office of the RCC should be of no. I am always call away. And this time for me to have transparency for the other rural person in Mangasaba, near Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ricky's voice to be heard. We will have to eliminate some of you, whether you're a leader, to create a path so that we can have access to the other rural youth whose voice we now want to hear. So that because after you, Uganda will still exist, Arua City will still exist, and these positions will still exist. So we need consistency. And the kind of leaders we should have should be the one that will have service above self. As we speak today, families of young people are breaking. The escalated number of single mothers and single fathers is a challenge that we need to address. Because even amidst these single fathers and single mothers, they are good leaders. Be 100% sure that you have our support. You have our support in whether be it in beneficiary identification and selection, you have our support. And I love it when you say you are non-partisan. But of course, working with us as a ruling government, we would love to see you also incorporating all the structures of different political parties. You can bring the NRM Youth League, bring in the DP Youth League, bring in the, because these are the few that I know here. Let's go out there to sensitize our people that Sensitise Uganda has arrived, but how they are going to pick these different leaders, you are not aware about it, because we want to be transparent. So our eyes are going to be on this so that you young people benefit from this. And also take caution. The young people must not be your blood brother. It must not be either your elder or your follower, but that clan person whose ideas can be incorporated